3 surgeries, for years, and the doctors already gave up on her. But what happened on the 3rd operation night shocked everyone in that hospital. Because the woman they thought would die opened her eyes and said something no one was ready to hear. The phone rang at exactly 2:17 a.m., slicing through the silence like a blade. I knew that kind of call never brought good news. My hands trembled as I picked it up, my heart already racing ahead of the voice on the other end. "Sir, your wife has been rushed into surgery again." As I rushed to the hospital, memories flooded my mind, the first surgery, the second, and now this. Each one had taken a piece of her, but somehow, she always came back stronger. But this time felt different. This time, something inside me whispered, what if she doesn't make it? For years ago, it started with what we thought was a minor illness. Just stomach pain, something simple. We laughed about it at first, never imagining it would lead to an operating table. But that surgery nearly took her life, and changed everything between us. I remember holding her weak hand after that first operation. She looked at me with tired eyes and whispered, "Will you still love me if I'm not the same again?" I didn't hesitate. "Even more," I said, not knowing how hard that promise would be to keep. 2 years later, the pain returned, stronger, crueler. Doctors spoke in hushed tones, using words I didn't understand but feared deeply. The second surgery drained us financially, emotionally, and spiritually. We sold our car, our land, even my late father's house. People we once helped disappeared. Friends stopped calling. But she would smile through the pain and say, "As long as we have each other, we're not poor." Neighbors began to whisper. Some said it was spiritual. Others said she was cursed. Even my own relatives advised me quietly, "You're still young, you can start again." I almost broke. I won't lie. There were nights I sat alone wondering if love was supposed to hurt this much. But every time I looked at her, I remembered why I chose her. She never complained. Even when she couldn't walk, she would encourage me. "Don't look at me like I'm dying," she would say. "I'm still here." Then came the worst news. The doctor's voice was heavy, "She needs another surgery, urgently." My world went silent. This wasn't just another operation. It was riskier. More complicated. The doctor added quietly, "We're not sure she will survive this one." When I told her, she simply nodded. "Then let's do it," she said. "I'm not afraid." I was. That night, we didn't sleep. We talked about everything, our past, our dreams, even death. She held my hand and said, "If I don't make it, don't forget me." Tears filled my eyes as I shook my head. "You're not going anywhere," I said. "We still have a life to live." They wheeled her into the operating room at dawn. She looked back at me one last time, and smiled. That smile haunted me for hours. Time slowed down. Every second felt like an hour. I prayed like I had never prayed before. After 6 hours, the doctor finally came out. His face gave nothing away. She made it through the surgery. My knees nearly gave way. But, he continued, "She's not out of danger yet." Hope and fear collided inside me. Seeing her in the ICU broke me. Tubes everywhere. Machines breathing for her. She looked so small, so fragile. I sat beside her, holding her hand, whispering things she couldn't hear. Or maybe, she could. Days passed. No improvement. No decline. Just, waiting. One evening, her finger moved. Just slightly, but enough. The nurses noticed. The doctors smiled for the first time. "She's fighting," they said. I leaned close and whispered, "Come back to me." A tear rolled down her cheek. Days later, her eyes opened slowly. Weak, but alive. She looked at me and whispered, "You're still here." I broke down. The journey back was slow and painful. But she was alive, and that was enough. We had nothing left financially. But somehow, we had everything that mattered. Life felt different. Simpler. More meaningful. We stopped chasing things that didn't matter. A stranger paid part of our hospital bill anonymously. Kindness still existed. People who once dissap. She forgave everyone who doubted her. Even those who abandoned us. She began sharing her story. And people listened. Her weakness became her strength. Her scars became her voice. We started helping others going through similar struggles. Because we understood their pain. Love was no longer just words. It was sacrifice. Endurance. Faith. Doctors called her recovery remarkable. We called it a miracle. We celebrated little things, walking, laughing, even cooking together. Life had become precious. Sometimes, we would sit in silence, remembering everything we had survived. It felt unreal. Every morning became a gift. Every breath, a blessing. The pain didn't break us. It built us. We started over, not with money, but with hope. That same smile she gave before surgery, returned. But now, it meant more. We learned that life is fragile. And love is everything. Her story began to inspire others. People found strength through her. Not just physically, but emotionally. We were whole again. We promised to never take life for granted. Ever again. For years. 3 surgeries. And she was still here. I looked at her one evening as the sun set. "We made it," I said. She smiled and held my hand tighter. "No," she whispered. "We survived."